We're here because free speech is under attack. We're here because people are being convinced that socialism works. We're here because people are being judged guilty until proven innocent. We are fighting back with facts. This is not a safe zone, so buckle up, Buttercup. This is the raw, naked truth.
Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lupkin, and we're here with a lot of news about money today. U.S. stocks were volatile this week, plunging on Thursday as concerns intensified about rising interest rates. The Dow Jones Industrial Average and the NASDAQ fell 3.1% and 5% respectively in their biggest single-day decline since 2020. The S&P 500 fell 3.6%. The devastation wiped out a stellar Wednesday when the Dow and S&P 500 posted their biggest gains since 2020, rising 2.8% and 3% respectively. The NASDAQ jumped 3.2% after the Federal Reserve said it would raise interest rates a half percentage point, as expected, to fight inflation, but wasn't considering a bigger hike. Tesla and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk has lined up another $7.1 billion in financing for his deal to buy Twitter, according to Thursday's news reports. The 19 new investors include Prince Al-Wahid bin Takal of Saudi Arabia, Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison, and a Bitcoin exchange. The prince's stake would be valued at $1.9 billion, making him the biggest investor in the new group. Ellison will chip in $1 billion. Lining up more outside cash reduces the personal risk that Musk, the world's richest person, will have to take on to close the $44 billion purchase of the social media company. Musk's borrowing against his Tesla stake has driven down shares in the electric car company. The average U.S. 30-year fixed-rate mortgage rose to 5.27% this week, the highest level since 2009, according to mortgage buyer Freddie Mac. The increase from 5.1% last week came as the Federal Reserve hiked its benchmark short-term interest rate by a half percentage point as part of its effort to dial back its economic stimulus programs to fight high inflation. The average 15-year fixed-rate loan rose to 4.52% from 4.4% last week. Rising mortgage rates, limited supply, and rising home prices, along with the highest inflation in 4 decades, have started putting home purchases out of the reach for an increasing number of Americans. The U.S. added a solid 428,000 new jobs in April, slightly higher than the expectation of 400,000 jobs, but an acute labor shortage showed little improvement last month and threatens to add to the highest inflation in 40 years. The number is lower than previous months, indicating that the economy is slowing but may still be strong enough to avoid a recession. The unemployment rate was unchanged at 3.6%, leaving it just a few ticks above a 54-year low. The size of the labor force, meanwhile, shrank in April, highlighting how difficult it is for companies to find workers. As a result, the rate of participation in the labor market dropped to 62.2%. That's the Raw Naked Truth. You can hear every episode of the Raw Naked Truth, as well as the rest of the Xvadio Podcast Network, at xvadio.com/podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Audible, Amazon Music, and wherever you find podcasts. We'll see you next time.